Hello, welcome back to the channel, D-MANTV. I'm your host, D-Man. Thank you for joining me. As usual, like, comment, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend, all that good stuff. Help the channel grow on that. But yeah, listen, the Premier League is back after that international break, the first one of the season. Don't know about you lot, but not a fan of it. Not a fan of it. We've got two more to come before Christmas, but the main thing is the Premier League's back. Yeah, and as far as I'm concerned, Newcastle United season starts now. We know what we've done in the first three games, collected 2 points, unlucky against Liverpool, not too great against Leeds, but that's forgotten now. Yeah, we go again now. This is the nitty-gritty now. We've got a bag of games to come, starting with Wolves. We host Wolves at St. James's tomorrow, Saturday, 3 o'clock kickoff. Second home game of the season, and it's a must-win as well, as far as I'm concerned. We need to get the first win of the season, get our season rolling. Don't know about you guys, but I'm feeling kind of confident. We've got a good record against Leeds. I think they've won one of the last 8 in all competitions, and I think they've done 1 in 22 at St. James's Park or something like that. So this is one of the fixtures that we're heavily favourites for. We normally score at least 2 goals against them every time. I'm expecting that tomorrow, should I say? But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. What you think, how we're going to do, prediction with the scoreline. See if you can outdo me, because I'll tell you my prediction at the end. But first things first, let's go with what the predicted lineup, what we think it's going to be. We know we've got the big game against Barcelona coming up on Thursday, so I expect some sort of rotation between the 2 games. Given the way we've defended so far, I think we've defended pretty well. I don't see much change in the centre-back pairing in terms of Fabian Schär and Dan Burn, who I think has been our best defender for a while now. I know some people say Botman's our best defender, but to me, he's still got a bit to prove with his durability and stuff like that. But Dan Burn is performing at a great level, internationally as well. So I expect him to partner Fabian Schär. I would like to see a bit of rotation in the fullback area. I think Trippier might need a rest because I expect him to start against Barcelona with his experience. And I like to see Tino right back and bring back Lewis Hall. He's come back from injury. He's had a few games now. He was performing well before his injury, so I'm expecting him. I hope he starts. So back line of Fabian Schär, Dan Burn, Lewis Hall, and Tino. Do I expect any rotation in the goalkeeping area? No, I think Nick Pope will still be the goalkeeper until he makes any glaring errors or out of form. Then I think he will be the number 1 for now. Midfield is interesting because Eddie Howe's got a lot to ponder with this one, because we're our first choice midfield, which is Bruno, Joe Linton, and Tonali. However, Bruno, Gruden trip to Brazil, he may be tired, jet lagged, the flight times and stuff like that. And he performed, I think he played in both games. So he may be a bit tired, and obviously might have to rest him for Barcelona. So I expect him to get some reduced minutes. Tonali played both games as well, less travelling, but I expect him to start. It's the other position. Joe Linton coming back from injury. Does he come straight back into the team? Do we save him for Barcelona? Or is it Jacob Ramsey, who I thought played really well? He looked bright, looked promising against Leeds before he came from injury. He has trained throughout the break, so he is fit to go and raring to go. And I think this should be the time where Eddie starts utilising the squad. I think this is a great time to show it. Ramsey, I don't think we particularly need Joe Linton for this game. Maybe give him a few minutes, half an hour in the second half, just to get back up to speed before the Barcelona game. But let me know what you think. Who should be our first choice midfield for this particular game? Do you expect Eddie to make any changes? I do, but we'll see. And it gets even more interesting in the front line, because we know Anthony Gordon's suspended, so I expect him to start against Barcelona. Elanga, again, on international duty, scored in one of the games, didn't have a great second game. You've got Jacob Murphy. You've got Harvey Barnes. So it's interesting which pairing he goes with. I think he will go for Elanga and Barnes. And who does he go for up top? Because Walter Mada, he's trained with the team. But he lacks Premier League experience. And then we've got Johan Wissa, who, was on international duty, performed really well. They had an injury scare. He came back for a scan, I believe. Apparently he's got the all clear, so it'll be interesting to see if he changed with the team today. And does he get thrown straight into the game against Wolves, given his experience and stuff? So, and if Walter Mada starts and performs well, does he start against Barcelona? So these are good problems to have for Eddie Howe. You know, we've lost Isak, so the first 11 may look a bit weaker, but the squad itself, I believe, looks a bit stronger. So it'll be interesting to see how we go. In terms of Wolves now, you know, all eyes are going to be on Strand Larsen. You know, he missed their previous game. There was rumours that he was gonna join us. He wanted to join us. However, Wolves vetoed that, and he didn't kick up a fuss. There's talks of them offering a new contract. You know, good striker. You know, he may have a point to prove against us if he's fit to play. We'll be interested to see how that one pans out. And then we also got Howe, who does like a goal against us. He tends to perform quite well against us, and he's actually a quality striker as well, so a quality forward. So, you know, they have their threats. So we have to be on guard, but I think we should have too much for them. In terms of prediction, I'm leaning towards a 3-1. I think we'll put on a decent performance. We know the importance of getting the 3 points, our first win of the season, getting, you know, our season up and running. Wolves, you know, they're not the best of teams. You know, I do rate their manager, but, you know, they've lost a few players. A lot of people are tipping them for relegation. So these are the games that we should be winning. If we don't, it'll be a huge surprise and a huge disappointment. I don't think it'll be straightforward, but I do believe we'll be comfortable winners in the end. So I'm going to go for 3-1. Let me know what you guys think. You know, do you expect to win? Do you think it's going to be a walk in the park? You know, St. James's Park, the crowd should be up for it. You know, 3 o'clock kickoff. You know, it's not under the lights, but I expect us to be up for it. You know, the crowd will have enough time to get their drinks in, get their pints in and stuff like that. And do you think the players will have one eye on Barcelona? You know what I mean? Because it is the biggest game of our season so far, which I will be doing a preview for as well. But it'd be interesting to see how the players react, because, you know, with international break, you know, it tends to be a slow, dull affair for most games after international break. Players are getting back up to speed, the stop-start nature of it. But listen, we've had a few players who didn't make international break, you know, training with the squad. So I think we'll be all right. Let me know what you think in the comments. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Tell a friend to tell a friend. And we'll be back next time. I'm out. Peace.